Welcome back to Off the Shelf, everyone. Excited to be back with Nate here. We're going to start today with some things that have been on our minds since we chatted a couple weeks ago in this world of CPG. But I'm going to start with Nate. What are you thinking about this week?
So many things. One that I was kind of bummed at was Liquid IV. They're basically, I mean, they've had this product, but they're sort of launching it as like a real line is their energy multiplier. So what did they do? They teased a like blurry image on their social channels that looked like an aluminum can, and everyone was like, they're launching a canned energy drink, canned hydration energy drink, which exists. There's a couple of them on the market. Most of them claim hydration at this point. Any net new energy drink is also claiming hydration as well. Like Bloom and Celsius and Alani Nu and Dave Portnoy's new one, PHX, I think. I've seen it somewhere.
There's so many.
There's so many. Jen and I recorded our next podcast episode is going to be about energy drinks. So
there you go. Nice.
Stay tuned. But it turned out they're just basically relaunching their energy powder in like a new branded stick pack, and they're calling it energy multiplier, and it looks and feels different than their other SKUs. I think somebody was telling me that they by accidentally had a caffeinated Liquid IV instead of the regular Liquid IV. So now this sort of will remove any of those issues. But I was kind of bummed that they didn't come out with a can. They were claiming that this is more environmentally friendly and whatever. I don't know. I think a can from Liquid IV actually probably would have done pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, it's also, it just makes you think about can versus powder and the natural progression to have both because of where they show up as well. Shelf space. I mean, it's harder to get the shelf space, but Liquid IV wouldn't have an issue. I mean, they could certainly do this.
And
I guess what new thing can they offer as a ready-to-drink beverage?
Like new?
Yeah,
not much.
Like make somebody. I guess it's just brand building at that point. People buy the powder. They're like, cool. I need it in a pinch. I'll buy the ready-to-drink.
Yeah,
at a convenience store.
I don't know, but the thing is, there's so many other ready-to-drink hydration beverages out there, and even if you're looking for something with protein or creatine or prebiotic fiber, like all of those exist in abundance. Granted, if Liquid IV were to go and launch something like that, I think they would be fine. They have the distribution, they have the brand recognition, they have a great name. They're also like not, it would make sense for the name because then they would actually be a liquid company. But I think it would also.
It's funny. It is crazy. They've stuck to just these powders this entire time. I mean, it's the kind tubs. It's pretty amazing.
It's amazing.
The tubs and then the little packets. That's it. I was surprised to see no other innovation.
Nothing.
There.
I mean, I guess too. The packets are like, it's really easy to maintain a direct to consumer business. It's really easy to sell on multiple channels. These things last forever. To what we'll probably talk about later. You can try one. It's really easy to get a single packet and.
You can gift one.
You can gift one, exactly.
Gifting is a formal word, but you know what I mean. You're out with somebody. You need one? Here's one. It's not a big deal, right? It's like, yeah.
So that was sort of interesting to me that like they actually didn't really do much. They made a big fuss, and then it was just an energy powder.
I got to go back and look at that blurry image. I don't know whose idea that was. But
I don't know. I mean,
it got the hype. We're talking about it, Nate. So maybe they did win in the end.
Yeah, I'm just glad I never like made any claims that they're launching anything. Yeah,
it's very true.
Maybe I like tweeted like it looks like they're launching something. But, like at the end of the day, they didn't really announce anything.
It's funny.
So that was something that sort of came across my desk, my feed, in the past 2 weeks, and the other one is Fabletics pushing more into omnichannel. And I feel like I've been seeing a lot more traditionally direct-to-consumer brands, direct-to-consumer darlings, pushing more into retail, which is so funny because, like, Allbirds, Warby Parker, all these other ones did do that. Some of them didn't really get the benefit that I think they were originally thinking they would see. But I feel like there are plenty of other ones doing this sort of push into retail, whether it's like a Dossier just launched a store, which is the dupe fragrance company. Like all they make are dupes of other fragrances.
Oh, so interesting.
Yeah. They just launched
Fascinating.
a store
I mean,
down in
fragrance
Soho.
is natural. I think,
Yeah.
especially in New York, people are going to go check it out. I'm sure it's a beautiful store. Fabletics, where are they launching these?
So they're
Is it also
launching.
cities?
Yeah, I mean they have a ton of stores. They have a ton of stores, but they're looking to open 20 to 25 more stores annually. But they do over $1 billion in annual revenue. Like
Hmm.
they're seeing a lot of success.
Yeah.
But they're all over. They're in Dallas. They're in New York.
I didn't know if they said anything specifically about this expansion into any certain areas. Because I do feel like they have a unique, within that athletic apparel space, it's like the value prop of, you know, high quality paired with the value of, price points are pretty low. And so you could go out of the cities and be branching into more suburban areas where, maybe that's where the demographic, I'm sure 100% they're living in cities, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Going into those other areas where maybe there's not a Lululemon or some of these other stores that exist in every city across the country.
I think they're going to be sort of everywhere, and we'll probably see them where like Aloe and Athleta and Lululemon and Fiore and
Yeah, it's crazy.
oh my God, there's actually so
So many
many.
options. There's so many options. And then they all end up at Nordstrom Rack after, you
Correct.
know, yeah. Yeah, one brand that I came aware of this weekend, my wife was traveling. She was in Long Island and came across Calypso Greek yogurt. Have you heard of them?
Mm. I have not. You shared this with me, but I have heard of one that's
Yeah,
basically identical.
it's so interesting. And she was fascinated because it came in this clay pot. The yogurt was
Yeah,
incredible. And now we have this little clay pot at home. When she came home, she had collected some rocks in it that were beautiful on
of
the beach.
course.
But I was like, what a cool way to create an experience with this product. It's eco-friendly. I was surprised it was like 250, so it wasn't cheap.
That's not
I
the.
mean, it wasn't. Sorry, it
I
wasn't
mean,
expensive. It was
yeah,
cheap. Um, and so she was like, "Have you ever heard of this?" Like I would ask you, she asked me, like, you
right.
tapped into this stuff. I'm like, no idea what you're talking about. So I looked it up, and it's just in New York. If you look on their store locator, which I was like,
Oh,
great, they've got a store locator, but all of the pins are clustered in the New York area. So definitely some more research to do there. But you mentioned there's another brand doing exactly this, which I was
yes.
fascinated by.
So it's called La Fimerie. I don't pronounce French words well, but they're all over. They're in Costco's. Like I'm on their,
Interesting.
I'm on their stockist. They're available in New York, New Jersey, California, Florida, and Massachusetts.
Wow.
And even near me right now, they're available in 4 of the stores near
Are
me.
they yogurt? I'm noticing Calypso
Yogurt.
has some butter, finishing butter as well,
So
which is
these are all, it's all French yogurt. They also have like a creme dessert line as well. But they have a whole section on their site for reusing your pots. They have a whole blog dedicated to it. And they even have a little shop where you can buy a bamboo lid, a pack
so
of
cool.
4 to
This
use
is
with
great.
these.
Calypso does not seem to be aware of this brand because they're not doing any of that on their website. I love the use case. And for any brands that are listening, this is where the website is incredibly helpful in
Yeah.
telling that story. So cool. Because I'm on this Calypso site. It's like a novelty you're looking, but then none of what Nate's talking about with this competitor
Yeah.
there's nothing here.
I think even for retail brands like I mean, you know this more than anyone. Like the retail site, the direct to consumer site, even if you're not doing a lot of volume through it, if you have enough national distribution, you need a decent site. You need a site that tells your story, you need a site that explains the products in more detail. And especially if you have a product that maybe the products in store are like a little bit more generic, but then you have a whole line of other products that are they have more global flavors or they have unique ingredients or whatever it is, like you're not going to be able to explain that to someone on store shelves, but you can on your website.
And what's fascinating about that is what we see a lot. We're working with a brand right now who's growing very quickly in retail, and the site that we're going to be working on is actually for those buyers.
Yeah,
So
that makes it.
they're not necessarily gonna know this, but the experience is built to make sure that the story is being told to retailers and the information that they need is there. So I think, one thing we lose sight of is we're all customers, even if we're working at other companies.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
it's like
we're all consumers.
You don't need to. Yeah, I mean, if I'm a buyer at Whole Foods and I go to this Calypso site, it just, you're kind of like, clay pots? I don't get it. That's cool. What's the point of the clay pot? So I've got to check out that other site. What did you say was the name of that brand? Oh, you're having trouble pronouncing it. So that's their problem. That's their...
No, I think that's my problem. I should be able to pronounce this one. But also, like, I don't know. I feel like when I go into a store, like,
I found it.
It's a very distinct looking brand. They have a like cardboard wrap around the whole thing and a tin.
Yeah, very cool.
Tin on the top, so it's like you know what it is when you see it.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Well, these are pretty.
Yeah, they're very nice.
Cool.
I swear there was another brand that had like glass. Oh, wait, glass yogurt jars because Yoplait, their Wii line of yogurt. They also have like a novelty, which is glass yogurt.
Amazing. Innovation.
But they, on their website, webyyoplait.com, it's another French style of yogurt. They're also selling, if this site ever loads, maybe you need to fix it for them. They're also selling caps for those yogurts.
Interesting. Well, I'll be doing some research here. I'm going to try to pick up one of the L'Infirmerie, we'll call it. L'Infirmerie. Yeah.
One day we'll get it,
Yeah, 100%. So on this topic of trying brands, we were talking earlier, it's been on my mind for a while, minis.
Yeah.
So it's been on my mind since so I'm a big Nature's Bakery. Actually, I say that, and I'm like, most people I talk to are also big Nature's Bakery customers. It's like...
It's so well distributed.
Yeah.
I think every corporate office in America has Nature's Bakery.
I mean, I grew up eating Fig Newtons. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, when I found them, I'm like, yo, this is great. But what was interesting is it's funny, you think you're unique, and then you hear this story, but I'm like, I always would take one and I'd like say to my wife, do you want half? Because they're these perfect little squares and you can split it in half. It's 200 calories, 100 calorie each. And so I was chatting at Expo West with the Nature's Bakery team, and they were talking about how they had launched singles in Costco where you could do exactly what I just said intentionally. You don't have to eat the entire bar. And so I've just been thinking about minis, and I just feel like we're seeing this trend everywhere now. A lot in bars, but even I think Liquid Death just announced a mini or a smaller can. They did that fun campaign about a smaller can.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think just an interesting topic to explore, like why is this happening, and what are some of the benefits, and even thinking online, what could be an unlock for brands if they go smaller. If they go smaller, the mini is cute. Everybody's like.
Sure, there's the mini Cokes and all that stuff, and like maybe that's for just reducing sugar intake. But I think the minis in general are great for so many different scenarios, especially driving trial, both online and even offline. Like whether like minis for a trade show, minis for in flight.
In flight is awesome. I was talking to a lot of brands at Newtopia about this.
Yeah,
because it was like, hey, have you talked to airlines, especially some of those like higher price point brands? Yeah, trying to get into first class sampling.
Magnolia Bakery did that with United, with their bread pudding, their frozen bread pudding. They're in first class United. It's the in-flight stuff is good because you get a lot of volume. You get captive audience. You get a lot of trial.
Yeah, I think, it's interesting to think about some of these better for you brands. manipulating serving size. We talked a little bit about
Hmm.
this in our Newtopia recap, but manipulating serving size to control like the amount of sugar and calories, whatever it is that they're comparing themselves to. But minis is really just another, I think, great way to do that, because if it is an indulgent product or just like a little more indulgent, it's
Yeah.
easier to be like, I'm just going to eat one package of this thing versus like trying to stop myself from eating the entire bag, which I
Right.
like. Maybe that's the reason a customer buys it in the first place too,
Yeah.
ultimately.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the driving trial is like one of the biggest things as a brand like you want to do. So whether you're skincare, whether you're maybe not apparel, but whether you're food or
Well, there's other
skincare.
ways to do that. There's other ways
Yeah,
to do that,
exactly. You
but
can
yeah,
literally just try it on.
yeah.
Um,
You can open stores all across the country.
sure,
Yeah,
exactly. 20 to 35
yeah,
a year.
yeah.
No, but like when you're a consumer and you want to buy something new product, you've never tried it, maybe you've heard some anecdotes, but like you don't know what it tastes like, you don't know how
Hmm.
it affects your skin, you don't know what it does to you. So like if you can drive trial, so whether that's I think smaller options, I think Ulta and Sephora do a really good job at this, offering trial sizes of some of the products that they sell in the store. I don't know how that program works. I bet it's a coveted program to get trials in. I bet you pay for it too. Or just doing trial in store is great. But I feel like for a lot of the brands that you might work with, a lot of the more direct to consumer side of these businesses, it can be an interesting form of upsell, even if it's like a
Hmm.
small fee to get some sample size or reach a certain threshold, and you always get a sample of some new product.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's just such a valuable way to like grow the business because most of the time, the biggest hurdle for some of these brands is just getting somebody to try it,
Yeah, I mean,
cans to mouth or whatever the
if you believe
right
in the
phrase is.
product, the product's good. It's like taste or texture is the big selling point. I think from a direct to consumer standpoint, we're always thinking about upsell, cross sell. How do we increase average order value, and that's a great tool right there, sampling. Because if you're on subscription, let's say, and you're looking to get somebody to try a new flavor, you can just easily pop those in the order without giving out full size product and get them to trial it. So I think that's a great call. But also, we have a client, I can't say who it is, you'll know this week, who's offering minis pretty soon, and it was cool to hear our team talking about like their kids' lunches. Like they'll be able to give them to their kids for lunch. So I'm like, there's all these other great usage occasions. I mean, Halloween is coming up. People feel more and more guilty about the traditional Reese's and Hershey's, whatever it is that you're giving out, and it's like if you can do those minis, um, it's a great opportunity.
The other thing I was saying was like they're also cute. It's fun. These
Yeah,
minis are like
one hundred
fun.
percent.
I personally love like mini shooters, the little alcohol bottles because they're.
Mm-hmm.
I love things that are a small version of a big thing, but it looks like the big version.
Yeah,
It's so much fun. It's so
yeah,
appealing to look at, and especially like with the little booze bottles. Like some of them just look like they're all sort of the same shooters.
yeah.
But some of them, like, oh, that's like Patron, but small.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
I mean, you mentioned a client of ours, 818, when we were
yeah,
chatting earlier. That's exactly that. It's such a cute little
yeah.
bottle, but
They,
everything is scaled proportionally.
right. And what they did that was really smart. They've been in the news recently for getting some investment, but also for launching the minis, but for also launching keychains for the minis that you could like
Mm,
slip around the mini and hook it to your bag like a Labubu.
yeah,
I thought
that's
that was
amazing.
great. It was
Yeah.
great. Make it a fashion accessory. Why not?
I mean, it's funny we're even talking about this because minis have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But I think these brands that are challenger brands coming in trying to disrupt, certain categories, just haven't gone there until more recently. And they're finding that path into something that I guess we all already knew, but it hasn't
Yeah.
yet really been modeled as much. Like with a brand like Nature's Bakery, that are now they're seeing each other launch that way. I also think um, we talked to a lot of brands where Costco
Yeah.
has such a strong hold on like what they actually. So we've seen a lot of brands developing new offerings or form factors or flavors for Costco, and it makes you wonder how much that's actually generating some of these trends as well, because Costco's like, we need it this way, and that's
Probably.
super interesting to think about.
Yeah, I mean they can demand that. The way they just drive so much traffic and work with the brands, like they can make you make those changes. I also, the other thing too is, for a lot of these, at least food and beverage brands and beauty and skincare too, trade shows probably
Hmm.
like drive you to be like, okay, it might just be easier to just hand people little versions of our things,
I
like
did
a
meet a
singular
very
bar.
I met a very early stage founder who they had cut chocolate
Yeah,
like
sounds terrible.
the night before, the day before the trade show, and they were handing out pieces. They had all these jars, and I'm like, this sounds horrible. Whereas, like, I mean, Perfect Bar is at a much different scale, but they had their great little minis, which Perfect Bar is a great example. It's pretty calorie packed,
Yeah.
very dense. The minis are still like 180 or 90 calories, which makes you wonder about the full bar. But great, like, that might be the reason somebody decides to buy them and get a variety pack or
Right.
whatever it is that they're looking for.
I think it's nice to have like a bunch of little versions of a big thing because I'll also sometimes like I want a perfect bar, but I just ate, or I don't want a full meal, but I like the taste, I like the texture, I like
Yeah, so good.
whatever it is. Um, yeah, the minis are fun.
Yeah, curious to see. I don't. My son will be out for Halloween, but it's a different. He's two, so it's very different. But I'm curious to see if this starts to make its way into Halloween over the coming years. Some of these products
I
selling
ha-
like variety packs of
right.
all of their flavors, like boom, awesome.
I I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure if I go to like even a Target or something and look at the Halloween section, it's still mostly the brands I would know.
Hmm.
Maybe Cho has a Halloween mix and like some newer brands, but you know, even some of the lower sugar candy companies, I doubt have a lot of different options for this time of
Hmm.
year,
Yeah.
which they should. I mean, I know it's expensive, but
I'm with you. Um, cool, man. What else? Anything else before we wrap this up? We're pretty good today. We're live
efficient.
pretty much on time. We're sticking to our time frame.
Um, I'll be at Beanstalk this week, so
Yeah,
if
starting
anybody
today, right?
if there's
Yeah.
anybody listening right now, um, come find me.
Yeah, and then next week we'll be at Naturally New York is doing an event. It's
Yes.
called the Marketing and Media Boot Camp.
It's not called the Nate Rosen event.
No, not the Nate Rosen event, nor the Barrel Working Assembly Connect Agency CBX Next Level CMO event. No, it's a cool little workshop that I'll be doing a short segment on, but some great partners there. Nate and I will both be there, some folks from our team. So that is on their website, naturallynewyork.org. We've
Mm-hmm.
also posted about it on LinkedIn, on the Barrel Instagram, or the Barrel LinkedIn. If everybody is following, you can see it there. So if you're coming to that, come say hello. But yeah, I think we can wrap it here on minis. Excited to share. You'll all see the one coming up. Should be this week. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on this trend. We are also working with Instant Pot, who even launched a mini, which is a whole different
Wait,
thing.
a mini instant pot?
Yeah, it's a smaller. Let me try to find.
Okay, I also love like smaller mini. Oh, they have an Instapot that has some colors
Yeah,
now.
so Instant Pot Duo Mini, and you can see it's 3 quarts versus six, so it's just a lot smaller. Which
Oh,
I think
okay.
is like, I used to live in New York. You live in New York now, but like Some of these, I remember I
Oh,
got a crock pot and it's just like gigantic. And I'm like,
oh
I'm gonna
yeah.
put this in the kitchen.
Oh my God. I had a
So I'm
crock
shifting
pot.
it to different types of minis, but it's just funny. It's like the topic is growing. Even stores, there's the mini Target that popped up in
The
Brooklyn
mini Whole
years ago.
Foods.
The mini Whole Foods,
Down
yeah.
on 63rd, I think. Yeah. They're opening up a couple more, I think.
Yeah.
Two more.
So us becoming Americans being more conscious of size. What a crazy
Wild.
thing.
Who would have thought?
Meanwhile, at what some of these fast food joints, it's like the standard size of a soda is gigantic.
I'll never understand the sizes of sodas at movie theaters.
Very true. Well,
They're like
you
this.
can't get up to go refill, so you got to drink the whole thing
I guess you need room to.
in the movie.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. Their larges are insane, but also I finish it. So is it?
Man, I can't remember the last time I had soda. Good times.
So good.
Real soda.
I know what
But
you
awesome,
mean.
Nate. This was good. We'll be back in a couple weeks. Appreciate those who are tuning in or tuning in later. But
Awesome.
we'll see you in a couple weeks.